looks like this before. So divine. So say that you stay and give me more. Say that it's all mine. Cause I'm addicted to feeling of me calling her name. I'll be thinking about your loving every night, every day. Oh, the way you know just how nobody wants to be there. It's driving me crazy. Oh, baby, I get so high when I'm around you, baby. I can't touch the sky. You make my temperature rise. I get so high when I'm around you, baby. I can't touch the sky. You make my temperature rise. I get so high. I get so high. I get so high when I'm around you, baby. I get so high. You make my temperature rise. Oh, come and fulfill my fantasy. Take control. Just one taste of you, I'm in ecstasy. Don't wanna let go. Cause I'm addicted to feeling of me calling your name. I'll be thinking about your loving every night, every day. Oh, the way you know just how nobody wants to be there. It's driving me crazy. Oh, baby, I get so high when I'm around you, baby. I can't touch the sky. You make my temperature rise. I get so high when I'm around you, baby. I can't touch the sky. You make my temperature rise. I get so high. I get so high. I get so high when I'm around you, baby. I get so high. You make my temperature rise.
I'm feeling low again. They said out to them, they don't wanna let it go. Oh, I'm feeling low again. They said out to them, they don't wanna let it go. 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 They said out to them, they don't wanna. I'm feeling low again. They said out to them, they don't wanna let it go. Oh, I'm feeling low again. They said out to them, they don't wanna let it go. 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 They don't wanna let it go.
All right, you rascals. Let's get the show on the road. Good morning to chat. Good morning to viewers. And I think we're live. All right. We're here. We're here. How do I start this? It's been too long. It's too long. Gotta get back into the trenches here. All right. What's up, Thominator? Give Richard Die Harder. AKGB and Andrew and the rest of the viewers that are silent, mutes. It's good to see you guys. So these streams, we're gonna go back to like the good old days where like we just try to make money. That's what we're gonna do. But it's the first one back this early, so I'm fucking tired. But we'll definitely be more active. We'll be more active. I think it's time. The break time is over, and let's do it. Hongtae, it's good to see you. First time chatter. We should have some fun here. Just gonna give it a minute, see where my head's at, see some things that are popping off here. I'm gonna have to pay attention to this. And what do we have? Alts do look good. They do look good. I'm not gonna be that guy to tell you they don't look good. I mean they look good for some movements on the intraday. That's as much as I'll say for now. A couple of things I'm looking at. I don't like this high rising funding rate. I don't like these rising funding rates. And okay, that's interesting. Whiffs up 10% on the day, but it's not even on. Okay, that's very interesting. There might be a play there still. Then there it is. Funding's too high. TO at a negative incentive. All right, there's a couple things we could look at today. I guess I'm going to start with our majors, just so we get a better or clearer view where our head's at. So typically start of the day, what I do all the time is I'll take a look at my Coinbase index pairing on BTC, get a feel for where the intraday's at, and of course, fuck. All right, we're in an immediate decision zone, so 200 EMA pivot is a level you want to defend to assume higher, and if you fall below my 200 EMA, I assume the bias is bearish, but for now, how far are we from? We're about just under an hour from New York Open. This can get... I don't like the rising funding rates, unfortunately. I don't like that. Just take a look. Barely any OI nuke. What's up, Mick? One of my subbers. I appreciate you guys for joining. It's going to take some time for streams to get back to the rhythm that they're usually at. If you guys are here for like, I don't know, 2-3 years ago. A couple of years ago, we were streaming every day for like 2-3 hours a day. I want to do that again, but of course we need market conditions to do that, or else I'm going to shoot myself in the head from boredom. But yeah, I like to think that we're in a very, very important area here. A lot of fucking things to look forward to. I know it's been, I know it's been kind of raunchy. You look at this chart, and naturally, I would assume depression for a lot of people. But realistically, these sort of channels, these downwards channels, tend to have very, very rewarding outcomes. It's just, can you hold on long enough before you go insane? And that's really what it's designed to do. Are we expecting a challenge during the live? Absolutely. Absolutely. I think this account has like what, I don't know, a couple grand in it, or at least this sub account does. So we'll try and make some damage with this. I think oh my god, I'm still long from yesterday. Nothing's really moving, so we might just close this and start fresh. But then again, like my entry is like kind of in line with what we're looking for today, but I just don't like not being able to find the sweep first. There's a couple of things I don't like going into this New York Open. But there's a lot to discuss. Someone asked me if my collection's getting bigger. I don't think I've added too much. I got my chess table. I got my jerseys, and yeah, the signed Ronnie shirt is a new addition for sure. You know, we had to get the signed Ronaldo shirt. It had to be done. I found it weird to have like, you know, like a signed Ramos jersey and a signed Price jersey, but not a signed Ronaldo jersey. It didn't really make any sense. Those are my Pokemon cards. I went a bit crazy with some Pokemon cards. One Piece cards. We got some cool pulls from it though. It didn't all go in vain. We got some cool cards. I think this is worth like almost $2,000. It was a pretty good pull. I think it was one of my best pulls of all time. We like Rorona Zoro. Yeah, Hong, if you can get me some OP9s, now we're talking. Anyway, I don't want to talk about cards too much, but yeah, it was a new little side hobby while I was bored out of my fucking mind. So I decided, hey, look, you know, Charizards and stuff, they're all like, you know, 90% down. Why not buy some? So we got a couple Charizards, and the rest are pulls. If ever you guys are interested, I'd show you my card collection one day. But yeah, we spent a bit too much money on cards. I think we spent like 20 grand on cards, maybe 30, maybe even more than that. It was yeah, we went a bit crazy. We went a bit crazy with the fucking Pokemon cards. I had to relive like a childhood moment over there. I was never able to get packs as a kid, right? So like now that it's like, oh, let me just spend on fucking Pokemon cards. But yeah, that's what I've been up to. A couple of other things, but realistically, I want to get back into like trading more as a challenge for myself, because there's really nothing to challenge myself with anymore. And I think that's been a big problem. There's just no hunger that I used to have. You know, the 2020 cycle was all about making it, and now like the 2024 cycle is just about surviving, and you know, you don't really need to step on the gas as much as you once did. So I find myself reluctant to take place like I used to. So we're gonna use this stream to challenge that, and you know, get more involved, because I kind of miss it, but at the same time, like, what did I miss? There's not a whole lot. I mean, yeah, no big deal, big rally to 69K, but no big deal. So look, BDC, before we get kicked, yeah, before we kick off with anything, BDC's at, you know, like it's mean bias decider of the day here, 63,500. With a push into 64,000. This has been really problematic for us, and there's reasons for it. It's not just there for no reason. 64 to 60K or 64 down to 60K is typically, you know, what I consider a bottom of a range. I don't care about this downwards channel over here or the price action below it. The real fight is between 60 to 70, and of course the 200 EMA resting at 64,000 has been problematic. But you know, better news than worse news is we've been consolidating at this level. So I'm expecting a pop. But at the same time, the argument can be made for another rollover, and you know, I don't blame the argument, but you know, I'm gonna start looking into it a bit more optimistically. We got the rate cuts, we got October on the way, and I just think, you know, anywhere down to 60,000, it's still a healthy move. You want to be above 60,500, and I still think you have potential to push into the mid range, and then you could do something like this. It doesn't take long, guys, especially when you have a downwards channel like this. It doesn't take too long. But the real question is, are we there yet? So I don't know if I want to close this and just start fresh with you guys. This is a long from yesterday. For some reason, I didn't close it, but nothing really happened. Maybe spent a couple hours underwater. But as you can see, it's struggling to get above 64K. I just don't want to be the guy to close it just before it does so. But again, I have a number of things I'm looking at today that, could be a little bit problematic until New York Open. So. And from there, I'll move to ETH just because it seems that alts are finally beginning to move, and rightfully so. We've lost a whole percentage from Bitcoin dominance, which is, we're at the 5860 zone. This is like the max area I'd expect it to perform. I expected the downturn going into the ETF narrative for Ethereum, but we didn't get that necessarily, or at least the post having. And if we look closely over here, this is around April where I expected it to downturn, but instead, cooler heads prevailed, and BTC continued to keep its dominance and continued to move higher despite the narratives that unfolded against it. So that's something that wasn't accounted for, but hey, we're adjusting as we go. The mistake of that was allocating into some projects that maybe I should have waited a bit longer before doing so. But at the end of the day, I still think everything's the same. If I look at Ethereum here, a strong move and a decent move, but once again, like the caution is still there, right? Like again, we're in a day where ETH and a bunch of alts are outperforming. BTC kind of looks weak, and that's always been problematic for me. But let's see. It's at 63,290. It's not the best entry. It's in no man's land. It's in between what I would consider like a little mini range here. So it's not the best entry. It was a continuation play from yesterday, and we didn't get it. So to still be in it is against my rules. I don't really like doing that. And you said DXY is breaking the trend line, and this would make sense. This would make sense, and we covered this a lot on our FOMC stream. Is that these were the prices if it was finding itself between the rate hikes. So now that, it's a lot cheaper to borrow, we expect the dollar to be cheaper. That's just common sense. It should lose this level. I don't know why it wouldn't, given that we're finally in the process of downturning these rates, and it was already trading at this when rates were already high. So again, it just makes more sense to assume the dollar weakness, BTC strength, more speculative vehicles being speculated on, just because, hey, if anything's going to outperform the dollar, why not throw your money into anything? That's kind of like the notion. That doesn't necessarily mean to do that, but it's just, the belief starts to come around, and people start to believe again, because, for the past 3 years, I think, the best hedged bet for people was to stay in cash. I don't know how good that worked out, but realistically, like that's what you wanted to do. Do I own any spot except BTC? I have a number of bags. They're quite underwater, believe it or not. I have an Ethereum bag around the $3,000 level. Again, my bet was a 6 to 9 month speculation, but going into the fact that the Ethereum narrative would start to pick up. So that failed, but I'm still holding it. I got INJ from 27, and again, my thesis around this was mostly alts, or at least capital would have rotated by now. So again, these entries are a little bit mistimed. That's on me. It is what it is. They're small speculations. They're not a lot. So I have INJ. I have Solana, which is probably the only one that's been doing well for me. We have Solana from 128. We made a spot allocation from 128, and it didn't happen over here. It didn't happen over here. It happened over here. So we've been holding this for a very, very fucking long time. We've had multiple ways to exit, but I just don't believe in this being as high as it goes. And that's a speculation or risk I'm willing to take. So we got Solana, INJ, ETH, heavy amounts of BTC. It's only natural that I say that. And of course, my real speculative bag runner, completely speculative, is OXO, and that is still underwater as well. So I think 1, 2, 3 out of 5 bags are currently underwater. My BTC is doing fine. My Solana is doing fine. But everything else is I'm suffering quite a big drawdown, but small speculations, so they don't really hurt. Been in the game for too long, boys. I'll never fall for it again. I might mistime my plays, but I'm never gonna bite my nails over a position ever again. It's just, you know, the longer you're in the game, the easier it is to chuck and throw at speculative assets, and it's a hit or miss type thing. Do you think we'll see an alt season like we will in the past? Do I believe that? I think it'll be different. I think it'll be different, more or less the same, because, you know, people are people, and that's just what, you know, that's just what market cycles do. People get greedier and greedier, more and more confident, and less caring of their due diligence. That's just the nature of market cycles. So do I think it'll happen? Yes, but not in the way I think we'll see, like we saw in 2020, like we saw in 2018. Enough to know that in 2018, after that was said and done, people said you'll never see an alt season like that again. They were dead fucking wrong. 2020 was the equivalent. People will argue a lot of free money and people staying home caused people to gamble. It was just an exciting space that continued to amass more and more people. One thing I want to mention though is, like, I think people are over the whole utility scam, and I think people they're just more accepting to the fact that altcoins are means to gamble, or faster vehicles, and they always just correlate to BTC or ETH or Solana, whatever layer it's on or whatever protocol it's on, and that's why memes pop off, is because they're not expecting anything, right? It's more of a musical chairs, and I think, you know, as a market grows with more sophisticated and experienced traders in this specific industry, the money gets smarter. And I don't think you've seen that influx of new capital that has no idea what the fuck they're doing yet. So again, I think just a lot of people are just a bit smarter this time around. Regulations are much tighter than they were in 2020, so it's a lot harder to get access to these things. And I guess that plays a role. But realistically, like, yeah, I do believe there will be another, you know, rotational cycle. I just don't think it'll actually matter if something is solid or not. It's just, is it popping? Is it trending? Yes. You know, you play it till the trend ends, and that's how I see it. What's up, Fernando? You and I got a one-on-one soon. We have 30 minutes to talk. Could be anything you want to discuss. So give you some time to prepare. And yeah. You know, could discuss what you're working on, what you struggle on, and I'll do my best to provide some insight. Obviously, no financial advice, but hey, maybe I could share something in my 8-year experience that might help you along the way. But yeah, it's enough talking about that. I'll take a look at Ethereum right now, just because, you know, it's our second highest volume pairing. It's performed quite well. The funding rates are dropping, so it's at least better than before. And again, another pivotal moment for ETH. You got the pivot 200 EMA, which is one of my favorite setups to take. You got a volume oscillator bottoming out here. It's flushing out, looks exhausted, which means, you know, upside movement should be relatively easy. We just need the volume to support it. And it's really take your pick here. I mean, it's a bit tight here, and you're more likely to get stopped out than not. But we're going to start this off completely fresh. We'll start this off completely fresh. We'll close for peanuts, probably just like break even. I like this idea, but I don't like this invalidation level. I think it's a bit too light. I'll tell you what I want to see, and then we can execute along here. So 26.28 is going to be the ideal level of interest, with a sweep no lower than 26.08. If you manage to hold like these lows, trade back above like this, I think you trigger a long. So we're going to look for this. We've got New York open in about 40 minutes, so that's the only thing that's keeping me hesitant here. I want to see the real volume show up, because right now we're like in that dead period just before New York opens. So right now we're just observing. Everything's primed in a spot that suggests it could do well. BTC looks a bit, you know, looks a bit weird here. I'd like to be back above 63,550. And that could change very, very quickly, right? We're one buy away from engulfing all this selling. It's just, again, problematic area is 64,000 on the daily. This is where I prioritize my daily levels over my intraday levels. This usually becomes a bull trap when we have such a high level of resistance, so just keeping that in mind. ETH looks a lot better for an intraday setup. Again, you have a clear sweep that you can defend. And again, if you were to lose this level, show some weakness and start to roll over, I mean, that's a clear hedge setup, or whatever you guys like to call a net short. But that's it. Like, it's pretty straightforward. We're just at like the mean bias of the day, and we're in the process of determining which way. So yeah, pretty clean on our two majors. Some other things I want to take a look at is maybe some suggestions from you guys. We got Solana as number 3, no surprise there. And I like the way WIF is moving. So I'm gonna take a look at these. We have to get more aggressive, right? If we're gonna make this a stream challenge, we're gonna have to play some illiquid pieces of dog shit. So difficult question, but when do you know when to really start sizing up positions in general, i.e. trading different size with 20K account as opposed to a 10K trading account? Tips with psychology of trading large positions. Andrew Mills, it's an excellent question, and the truth is, you size up. I'm not used to answering these questions anymore. It all depends on your high conviction trade, right? And a lot of that's going to come down to how much do you know, or what's your edge to suggest such a thing, right? I think what a lot of people do is they have great ideas, but they oversize and they FUD themselves out, they psych themselves out, they get psyoped pretty much. They bet more than what their stomach can handle, or what, you know, their brain is used to handling, you know, on an emotional level, and they choke. You know, and it's not advice, but like my suggestion is worry less about large position sizes and just worry more about, you know, sticking to an idea that you know is right. Not only does that build confidence, it also helps you gauge the waters a bit better. You know, your job as a trader, of course, is to exploit strong ideas with high conviction, but how do you know, how do you trust yourself if you're too busy, you know, freaking out over the intraday movements because you're just oversized? I think, you know, you need to build up a tolerance to playing with large positions. It was one of the biggest struggles I had in my 2021 bear market. Was I was dealing with capital much more than I was ever used to dealing with, and this wasn't even like high leverage plays. It was just my capital, and you know, this is not to come off as it's just sharing my experience. I struggled a lot with managing money I'm not used to seeing numbers I'm not used to seeing fluctuate, stuff I used to work 3-4 years for, fluctuating on an hourly basis. It changes you as a person, but you need to learn how to emotionally manage that. So in my opinion, if you have a good idea, if you have a strong idea, it's best to just take it with a moderate size. Grow that confidence that you know, when you have a good idea, you know, chances are it's got a high conviction. Doesn't mean you have to bet super huge on it, but let yourself get familiar to the idea that, like, you know, when you have a high conviction play, it tends to work out, but you can never know that if you're just oversized. You'll choke before the big move, right? So just keep that in mind. If you're struggling with larger positions, it's because you're not in the emotional mindset or you're not in the experience. You don't have the experience yet to be playing with those numbers, and it's gonna fuck with you. It's gonna fuck with you. How's my sentiment on the market? If you want me to be completely honest, I think you're still in pregame. Like, you're still in pregame, guys. Like, you haven't made new highs. Like, you made new highs. You made little fucking fugazi highs here, and I get that. But you haven't seen a bull market. Like, you haven't seen the bull market yet. Realistically, this acts more like an echo bubble than anything I've ever seen. Like if we go to the weekly, you're in like, I get it. You made new highs, you sat above them consistently, but like, if I'm really being honest here, it's like, it just reminds me of an echo bubble. Like, until we like clean this area up and trade well into the 70,000 levels, I still think you're in pregame. Nobody is actually here yet. It's mostly just existing market participants, but you have lots of reasons to suggest why that can change. You know, growing eyes around the world continue to take note, and with every crisis that comes our way, I assume BTC and crypto will have a chance to prove itself again. But my market sentiment is, I don't even think we've seen what we're supposed to see yet, and I mean that wholeheartedly. It's 8 years I'm here. This usually ends the same way, blow off type cycle. rapid daily candles, 3 to 4 weeks, maybe 6 to 8 weeks of just straight up. That's typical bull cycle, or at least its final legs of a bull cycle. So that's what I'm looking at. My priority is not looking for the moment it all comes crashing down, but really realistically looking for the moment that we're ready to go, because you just need 3 to 6 weeks of a market conditions like that to seriously change. I'm assuming for some of you your entire life. So that's what you should really be looking for. The optimist wins more often than not in speculative markets. They got to be composed, both in sizing and emotions. If not, they'll miss everything, trying to catch every little thing. So again, I'm bullish oriented. There's never been a time where the space hasn't rewarded me over the course of 8 years. If I was bearish, I would have missed everything. So that's my mindset. I still think there's a lot to happen here, and it should excite you. It should excite you guys. For whiff. Is there anything I can exploit on this intraday, knowing it's already ran this high? Why do I have this level here? It looks like nothing. Let me chart this from scratch. What's up, Willie? We appreciate you going into the danger zone. We're kind of just like in limbo mode right now as we await New York to open. A lot of like meme coin moves, fake moves. Want to see BTC hold this level. We want to see it grind between the pivot and 200 EMA. It allows for a decision, rather large explosion. And now, of course, that I closed my position from yesterday, I assume it's just going to run up from here. It's very, very typical. It's very, very typical. But if I'm honest with you, if we continue to get this dominance drop that we're seeing, I think it's going to be more worthwhile to play ETH on a play for an intraday. You have a cleaner setup here, but this can turn south in any moment. So we're about 33 minutes out from New York. So we're just going to wait out on that. In the meantime, we check some futures data. More shorts than longs, so that's a good sign. But how does that make sense? Why is there more shorts than longs if the incentive is constantly piling to the... All right. Is this inaccurate? This doesn't make sense. On the 4 hour. Okay. So the good news about this is our funding at the prices we're at now is practically non-existent. Shandi, it's a bit proprietary. This 200 QE EMA, I don't remember who gave it to me. I don't remember where I got it from. All I know is it's not available on the public indicators. If I'm not mistaken, someone I traded with years ago edited it to follow you like the volume index of a particular exchange. Yeah. So it's not just like your regular 200 EMA. But a regular 200 EMA will do just fine, if I'm being honest with you. Okay, I like this setup. I don't know. I don't mind this setup. I just got to wait a bit. 26.28 is what we're looking for. Clean trend to the upside. 200 EMA touches. The only thing is, with your high, your lower, this should be defended. And this should push up. And in my opinion, you have a move at least till 26.90, 27.20. You're going to look for somewhere over here. I don't know if you have enough room to push even higher, but this is what I would be looking at if we actually have a setup here. Just going to get a water. Hold up. What's up, EZG? My Argentinian friend. Hope you're doing well. ROI for the past 90 days is 740%, 32 trades. That's incredible, by the way. Just kudos to that. 19 profitable, 59.37% win rate. Biggest loss was a shitcoin, so I'm sticking to BDC. Better for my psychology. Welcome to the club, my friend. The problem about trading the shitcoins is the volatility on some of these things are just so out of nowhere and incredibly hard to predict in comparison to BDC or ETH that are super liquid on almost every level. But that's great. Half the time you lose the trade and your ROI is 740%. That's a story most people can listen to because they assume you lose a trade, that's it, you suck. When it couldn't be anything further than the truth. Just comes down to how you manage risk, and everybody loves to ignore that part. They love to ignore the risk management part, and then they wonder why they fail. Right? It's a tragedy. It's a fucking tragedy. I'll be very honest with you. ETH, you can take off from here, man. Let's go. Why am I reluctant on this? This should technically continue moving up. Bids are being walked up. Oops, quick number one. There's no nuke. There's no nuke. There's no anything. Didn't know Pepe was moving like this. Okay. Am I too greedy to go for 0.008? What else do we have that's moving pretty nice? I saw Tia with a negative rate. Negative incentive, 7% down on the day. Can we target here? Nah, there's no way we'd get this. What does that tell me? If I'm on a good win streak, I prepare myself mentally because a loss is inevitable. Probability-wise, so managing my risk on those uncupping losses in the streak is key. Yeah. State of mind is everything. You win too many, you start getting cocky. You lose too much, you start getting insecure, and you can't operate on these dynamics. It just becomes... Your head's not in the right place after, right? So... Oh, where the fuck's my... All right. How do my total caps look? Start looking at like the weird shit. Was this total 2? Excluding BDC. I mean, it's lost money, no doubt about it. Ironically enough, this has performed better. So really not a lot of money is moving into ETH, believe it or not. But where's my total 1? Why is it not here? Super yikes. What's up, ZZ? We're good. We're just looking for some setups here, but we're less than 30 minutes out to New York Open. So like last thing I want to do is just long into, but at the same time, troubling signs that the volume can bring these to the moves that I'm looking for. So I'm a bit fucking hesitant. I mean, it's you know, it's dead market hours. We're like in the little dead market hours. So we're gonna have to see how New York wants to play this. Like with these funding rates, I feel like we just get like one more flush, but it's not like a bet worth taking. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, yeah, they're high given the standard, but realistically, it'd be more problematic if you like lost this level and like we got down here and funding went even higher. You see, like if we could push into this low over here and we grind towards the neutral area, I would just assume shorts piling on, just getting irresponsible. Perp sells, perp sells. Yeah. Andrew, it really does. My only issue is, for me, it's a daily level that's kind of giving me the creeps. It's the daily level. Because this would be a textbook long, like textbook long, like right here, boom. And then like if it wants to like, you know, do its thing before moving up, it's fine. It's just, these tend to be bolt traps on lower time. At least my data recently has told me this. They tend to be bolt traps when you're at like a really, really big level to flip on a daily, in this case for BDC. And for ETH, it looks like it's got more juice. The problem is, if our BDC shits the bed, then this can't perform well, can it? The link to the pivots indicator, just do this. This guy right here. And then when you click on it, put these settings. And that should be good. All right, what do you guys want me to look at? We got about 20 minutes before I assume things start kicking off a bit. What do we look at? What do we look at? MKR? Okay. Why can't I find anything on my fucking thing, dude? There it is. Let's start with the daily, see where we're at on the daily. Oh, God. Okay. For MKR, we're in the same position here. At least if you're looking at it from an intraday perspective, pivot 200 EMA, you're going to want to get above. Is that a comma? 1,610. I'd like to get above this, and that'll give us a move. Until then, this is probably going to walk up like this. You obviously don't want to be trading below it because then that creates a rejection. So you'd want something to get like this, maybe shuffle through. And as it gets tighter, that's what I would do for 1612. I just don't like it though, if I'm being honest with you. I don't like this. I don't like these trends. I really don't. Consistent clean downtrend on the 4 hour, consistent downtrend on the 1 day, You're betting on a reversal here, which again, that's kind of risky. It could be very risky. I would just stick to stuff that's moving already pretty well, that has reclaimed structures, that yeah, I really like the idea of an ETH setup here. I really, really do. I just don't want to.
Change, fight again, faith, and you're in the middle, babe. Your heart is a rhythm.
These are the worst. These are the worst. The 600x long PNL cards with a 5% move at most.
'Cause I'm holding on, and I can't let go. Yeah, we're holding on, but the times are changing. When it took so long, just for me to see, I know. Still I'm holding on, but the times are changing.
The older you get, the more you realize how useless Twitter traders are. Like, it's actually insane. I didn't find one good piece of information on this entire feed. Engagement farm. Thinking we might see a big move out of BTC soon. What the fuck does that even mean? What does that even mean? What do you mean you think? This has nothing to do with trading. This is just a flex. Another flex. Caspa, this looks like a paid shill. Some guy taking a picture of his legs. Mew, like. Yeah, it's just annoying. It's just annoying. Like, I'll tell you guys one thing, man. Like, man is so washed, he's picking flax in Camelot. It's sad that I know what that means. It's actually sad that I know what that means. I used to do that as a kid. But yeah, man, it's nuts, man. It's nuts. It's like, the time I used to come from, Twitter, it was like this legit farm of actual alpha. I don't know how to explain it, but it was like good stuff. And it's just nothing but fucking, I don't know how to explain it. It's just nothing but shills now. It's like, yeah, right. You saw that picking flax. It's sad that I know exactly what he meant by that. You know, Twitter does feel dead. It's scary, right? Because and look, I'm only trying to fill the air here while we wait for New York Open. We kind of took a look at everything we have our eyes on, so bear with me. What the fuck was I saying? I lost my train of thought over here. Hold on. Yeah, I don't, okay. Yeah, there used to be so many accounts, right? And they weren't big accounts either. They were accounts with, 600 followers, 800 followers. But their edge was being publicly shared on Twitter. But nobody was really picking up on it, right? Because, you know, low follower count means the guy sucks at trading. That's the biggest misconception ever, by the way. They're some of the best traders I've ever met. You would follow these guys, and they would genuinely share information that you'd go, oh my God, I never saw it that way, or oh my God, I wasn't paying attention to this. And they would get scared off the internet because the second, you know, because you know, like when people follow on Twitter, right, they assume that every trade is an automatic win. You know, but like his win rate or their win rates, you know, their probability and the way they managed the risk was phenomenal. It was phenomenal. It was some of the better traders I've ever seen. And they're all gone now. They're all hide in telegrams and discords because they can't take these fucking reply guys. And another thing I've noticed, right, is a lot of these accounts, they've been faking their engagement, but like super hard, huh? Like it's embarrassing because like there's no more genuine engagement on people's posts. Like, I don't know if you noticed. I thought for a while my page was just dead. And maybe it is, but it speaks as a testimony to the space, is that it really is a ghost land right now. And you'd see these accounts and they just get like 50, 60 replies, and you're like, well, what are they doing that everybody finds value in? And then you read the replies and you start to notice a common and terrifying pattern, is that it's almost like it's bot engaged and oriented from like fake accounts. It's fucking terrifying, bro. If you go look at some of these influencers or these Twitter traders, you go look and their replies are all like more or less the same words mixed differently, and it's always like, thumbs up, you're amazing, or haha, you know, and it's actually fucked. Are we even engaging with real people anymore? I'm being dead serious. And it put my head in, right? Because I was like, fuck, what am I doing wrong on my Twitter that I can't like retain, you know, the people I used to talk with? And now you just realize it's just 95 people are paying for engagement, but it's not like these fake follower type of engagements anymore. It's like these fake accounts with fake names pretending to be real people that reply. They reply to posts. And on the surface they look kind of real. But if you really, really look into it, you start to notice a pattern. They reply to the same things. Some of them have no context to do with the post whatsoever. And it made me, I guess the moral of the story is it made me feel less bad. It's just, you know, crypto Twitter has become kind of a shell of what it used to be. It used to be a place where like you would actually get good information from. Now it's just, if you want to know where to lose your money fastest, it feels like that's the place to go. And I'm not trying to shit on the community. I've been here for so long. You can notice the absolute, you know, contrast and difference. It's I want to say Elon ruined Twitter. I wouldn't say that's the case. Because back then I couldn't say anything on Twitter. It's just the bot situation is really out of control. It's out of control and should be punishable, honestly. If you're faking engagement to sell product, that's fraud. In my opinion, that's a method of fraud. I don't want to go too much on the subject. I notice things have changed. It's kind of why I don't post anymore. It's just like, it's all fake engagement. What's the point? All the good people are gone anyways. Alt USDT, what is this, like an index for alts? It's this perpetual downtrend. Like, how am I supposed to be optimistic about a chart that looks like this? Kind of boring, man. All right, 10 more minutes until New York opens. Yeah, that's what it was, right? Like in the past, it felt like left-wing bots, right? Like bullying anybody with an opinion that didn't agree with them. Now it's more like I can't explain it, man. I feel like AI is just like destroying. It's like destroying our digital world, like as we speak. It'll soon become unrecognizable if you're actually talking to a real person or someone that's not a real person. And I'm already feeling that. I'm feeling that shift. There's so many fake replies. There's so many fake accounts. People that fake their engagement and they look like they're real people. Is ETH actually moving? Did I just get fucking... Nah. We're 10 minutes before New York Open. Don't fall for this. Don't fall for this just yet. But I do like the setup. I did say I like the setup. I just, I need to wait. I need to wait just a bit more. I did say I like Eat though. Man, so watch these picking. What did he mean by this? Imagine Salsa's watching me and he's talking about me. I'll freak out. Strong policy action by China is back on the Feds at 50 billion, suggesting a continued wave of global easing that will provide strong support to asset prices in the near term. On the option side, front end skew for ETH has shifted from puts to calls. Interesting. U.S. home prices hit new record high, but year-on-year appreciation slows significantly. That's normal. Lowered rates. Home price gains in U.S. slowed in July. Still high mortgage rates. What the fuck? This is contradicting. What the fuck? Oil rising. Is that war related? Lebanon, Israel right now? Oh yeah, great news, Lynn Aiden. Thank you so much. 6 killed, 15 injured in initial toll after Israeli strike on Beirut's southern suburbs. We're bombing suburbs now? Bro, I live in the suburbs. Elon Musk says his companies are actively looking for ways to invest in and support Argentina. Nigeria raises key interest rate to 27.25%. What the fuck? All right, there's no useful information here at the moment. 7 minutes out. 7 minutes out. I'm gonna be right back in 2 minutes, and we'll tackle maybe the first hour of New York Open, and then we'll probably close the stream. Hopefully, we can take a trade.
I'm under your eyes, under your skin, tip of your tongue, everything, baby, I'm there, everywhere. I'm under your dreams, under the deep. The further you go, the closer we'll be, baby, I'm there, everywhere.
Just give me 2 minutes.
When I get home, I want you. When I get home, I want you. Hello, I got places to be. Hello, I got places to be. Like me next to you, and you next to me. Hello, I got places to be. Like me next to you, and you next to me. Hello, I got places to be. Like me next to you, and you next to me, and you next to me, and you next to me, and you next to me. Hello, I got places to be. Places to be, pretty brown, got me weak in the knees. Slow up, you hold me down, I'll be adjusting.
Okay, I'm back. As we can see, nothing happened on E. Don't fall for it. Wait for the open. Although I think the open's gonna pump a do this. Yeah. So here, who's here in the chat, guys? Who's here in the chat? It's so quiet. It's so quiet. Oh, Twitch requires additional permissions. Click here to grant permission. Holy shit. Okay. The fuck is going on over here? Run commercials on a channel. Excuse me. Bruh. Did I not? Hold on. Just so you guys, just so I don't fucking dox myself or something. Hold on. All right. I don't know if you could type on Twitter now. I don't know, but that may have worked. All right. What's up, Crypto Catalyst? First time chatter. 80-ish iPads. All right, one more minute. Let's see. Let's go to the good old legacy tab over here. And we're open. We are open. Is Tia actually pumping? Oh my god, finding it over here is gonna be ridiculous. Okay. Bah, pumping. I don't know about that, but yeah. I kind of want to take this trade. I really want to take this trade. 2607 stop. That would be it. This would be the setup, but new eyes. New highs on the SP. No way. Alright. Are we running a 1 to 10k challenge? I don't know if we have 1 to 10k here. I think we got like 2k on this account. I'm too lazy to fucking move it. I might have to mark it in here. How much do I risk for a trade usually? 1 to 2% max. Especially on a scalping account, max. Excuse me. Yeah, I like the ETH setup. I'm just yeah, that should move. Yeah. Ah, Funkulo, man. Why are so many fucking perps taking this? Why are so many perps taking this? Could you please stop? Can we get like a spot push, please? Where the fuck is my spot push, man? Why am I so hesitant on this? What's up, Paka? We're watching this ETH. Well, Sputnik, my biggest problem here is I'm given arguably the most perfect bullish intraday setup on the M15s, but I have this overwhelming fear regarding 64K. I'm not in a soul long right now. My priority is wanting to get long here. Even at that, my cushion, man. My cushion's already gone. This is gonna fucking send, dude. You have 2 setups here on BTC and ETH. I just don't know why I don't want to take it. And I'm gonna fucking regret it. Yeah. That would be a shame, huh? That would be a shame if I spent all morning talking about this and choked it. And closed my BTC position earlier. And I took an L on it because of the fees. Oh my god. Yeah. Welcome back. Welcome back. Rego the Fader. Rego the Fader. Please, please, please let my data tell me I'm right. Please tell me I'm right. Pepe's moving like crazy, man. Why am I not looking at this? Is this gonna engulf or? No, there's no way it does that. Look at his volume. I better be wrong. It's a common theme, man. I'll miss a lot of trades that I'm looking at. I don't know what it is. Could be the jitters back on stream. I may have choked, guys. We may have choked. We may have choked. So it's a horrible thing. Mills, you're in this? Honestly, I made a lot of money. Oh my god, double A34. Haven't seen you in a while. I made a lot of money in 2019 buying Spot and riding the bull. I'm getting the same vibes now. Spot will be your best friend in your future. I'm 100% on board. My Spot bags are done. Like, I have nothing else to add in these areas. I've added everything I possibly could. But now it's about exploiting, you know, volatility. And it's a pretty good volume open, I'm not gonna lie. I just I may have choked the entry, and that's on me. That's just on me. Which makes it very, very difficult to find another setup. Let's see. I'd rather this just all work out, because then we just get easy moves, but consolidating under 64K, like, let's go. I want to take an ETH long. The problem is, what looks perfect on the intraday setup, like literally perfect, every signal we need aligned. The only difference is daily resistance over prioritizes my my intraday setup. So like if we could break 64K, like it just gives me the green light for a lot of things, but I need to be careful here, unfortunately. Don't want to start off this this thing with a bad taste in my mouth. Don't want to rush. Don't want to. This just looks as good as it'll get. I don't know how much better you can ask for. Oh wow! Congrats on the kid, Double A. I've always had a beard. What do you mean? I've always had this beard. It's a bit longer, but I've always had a beard. 60K-ish retest? I'm okay with that. Although I fuck, man. I'm a big fan of this this consolidation over here. Problem is, it's like also in the prime area to reject. It's like just causing problems on the intraday. I don't want to be longing into this level. You get what I'm trying to say? Re-entry? I don't even know, because this should take off. It should take off. It shouldn't be coming back. So I have two scenarios here. It's either it takes off here and I miss it, or we do like this sweep. We flatten out the funding a bit. We reclaim. And I think that's a safer trigger. But right now, 15 minutes into New York Open, your emotions get played with a bit. Let's see. See what happens. I'm okay with fading this. My system tells me to fade it, even though it's perfect. My pivot plus 200 EMA setups when we're entering like an ideal resistance level has failed more often than not in recent times. So below 63.5, we go to 62.3. That makes sense. $62.4, 62.3. That makes sense to me. What would be my stop loss if I had taken this setup? Would be 2608, 2607. Like these lows that are being held right here, this wick right here, that would be the setup, right? Because there's no reason to be revisiting this after a 200 EMA touch. You get what I'm trying to say? Like if we look, we should be defending the 200 EMA, not trading below it and trying to get back above it, right? So like if there is a little flush in the tank, wouldn't want to see it lower than this, because then it could just do this, right? It just continues to climb. Will my patience be rewarded? I think I've seen this story too many times on stream where I FUD myself out because I'm on stream, right? And it's not just me trading myself. I usually choke this, and it usually ends up being a good setup, but you guys are good music taste, I see. Yeah, Spotify is just taking matters into its own hands, and it's just going crazy on the algo right now. Yo, why is Pepe popping off, man? Engulfed all its selling, 200 EMA touches, 4-hour flip. But again, you're met with problematic daily levels. Like, what the fuck is going on, man? When easy mode? When easy mode? Please, sir. My family. Yeah, Sean, it gets pretty wild with the music selections in here. Is Whiff still popping? Like I know it went up 10% today. Did it recover? Yeah, it did. Holy fuck. Yeah, why are memes going nuts? Pepe always the king, indeed. The Pega, as they would say. Oh, okay, mother. No worries. Damn, Iggy. Damn. Attempting a short on Whiff? I mean, fuck. I mean, it's a nice area to do it, right? I just don't like how you engulfed all this. A really strong, clean move off the 200 EMA into a level that's already rejected here. To be back up here, that's problematic for the bears. I feel like your next sell area is over here, my friend. Popcat? Yeah, you see, it's all memes. Why are all memes going crazy? Oh my god, look at this. This doesn't look too bad at all. Is this all the data of this chart? There's no way. Nah, it can't be, can't be. Doesn't look too bad either, man. You got, again, another 200 EMA pivot setup here. This could look really nice too. We're gonna have to play more fitting music because this is such a common fucking theme in this stream. It's such a common theme. It's almost like we should make a sad day. We had an easy setup and we're probably gonna fucking scream for the rest of the day. Any recommendations to trade on lower time frame / scalping? I've always traded with a full-time job, so I only do swings and sometimes day trades, but want to learn how to scalp. Vic AGP, your time is going to be very, very important. Intraday scalping, as you can see, moves happen in a flash. You could be at work, you could be in a Teams meeting for 45 minutes, you come back and your whole position is squandered and completely destroyed. I would stick to the longer time frame scalps, longer time frame swings, just because you won't have the time to handle it, to make those decisions. Yeah, that's a Ronaldo jersey. Here, I'll give you a closer look. So, we got Ronaldo, we got Christian, and then we got Luka Modric at the top over here. That's Luka Modric. Yeah, it was the year they won the Champions League. It was one of those years they won the Champions League versus Juventus. I can't remember what year exactly anymore. It's already 2017 since Ronaldo won that CL. It's crazy. It's actually so sad. Yeah, that's fucking depressing. This is a good setup, and we just fumbled. I fumbled super huge. Please tell me someone took it. Oh, and I even fumbled my BDC. Oh my god, what a start. What a start. What a start to my fucking streams. Oh, god damn. That burns. Please go to 0. Please go to 0. Honestly, Z, every version of Ronaldo was something else. I don't think we'll ever see that again. RIP the Messi Ronaldo days. It's just not the same. Do I watch hockey? Do you see the 2 jerseys behind me? McDavid and Price? Absolutely. I play hockey. Ignatius, no way you just did that, man. No way you took my own setup without me. $26.31 entries, not bad. Okay. I mean, it's a fair setup. It's a fair setup. Yamal looks good. Guler looks good. Mbappe looks good. But they're not them. You know what I mean? They're just not the same. If you look at... I want to say who I think is the best player in the world right now. It's probably Vinicius. Maybe that's a stretch, but he's too much on the wing. Can't contain his ass. I like Vinny. I think Yamal's just way too young to know anything right now. But very, very promising. Very, very promising player. It's just the Messi PR needs to chill a bit, you know? Putting too much pressure on the kid. Rodrigo's good too. But like, you see what I mean? Like there's none of those standout players. Are we talking about Vinny being mild? I don't know about that, guys. I don't know about that. You'll be surprised when he wins the Ballon d'Or this year. Yeah, Messi, Ronaldo will never be They'll never be replicated. I don't care what anybody tells me. I don't care about the stat patterns. No. You watch the sport today, and it's a shell of what it was in the 2010 era. It's not comparable. Yeah. Once in a lifetime thing. We were blessed to have the best watching of football in our lives. Who do I got in the UCL this year? I fucking hate to say it, but Man City looks good. They always look good now, man. They scare me. It's like a budget. No, I wouldn't even say that because it's an expensive squad, but it's like almost what Barcelona used to look like. But they're missing that je ne sais quoi player. And you know who I'm talking about. They're missing that guy. They're missing that guy that just makes something happen, like every time. But other than that, it's simple, exact same team. Hemp. Oh my God, I haven't seen you in a while. I remember all my names in this chat. That's a while. That's a while since I've seen you. It's good to see you. Am I toned up and shredded? Well, look. You know, rocking in at 170 over here. I'm pretty fucking light on my feet right now. Take care, Andrew. It's good to see you. Guardiola's Barca was eye candy. It was good to watch, but you can thank players like Iniesta, Xavi, Sergio Busquets for that. I would do anything to have those three on my team. Like anything. But again, I don't think you'll see class like that in a long time. Like, I think a lot of people underestimate just how good Iniesta really was. Busquets as well, his central defensive midfielder. If you watch what these guys do, after the fact, now that they're well past their best years, you just look and you go, man, we were spoiled. Spoiled. Don't worry, the closet's over there. Don't worry, I promise you. It's still there. Littered with Pokemon cards now. Damn, we even got Rayuno in here, man. We have so many familiar faces popping in on this fine day. So just to update all the new viewers, I faded my own play. Shocker. Are you surprised? And we had a 26-28 entry. We had a 62-900 or a what the fuck entry? 63-290 entry on BDC. We closed it. Don't ask me why. We just closed it. We closed it, and we didn't take ETH, which, you know, it's not up by a lot, but it's looking to be like the setup we were looking for. Yeah, I agree with Lamine Yamal. Like terrific Euro, terrific start to the season, but like please let's let the kid play. Like there's just too much fucking pressure right now. And maybe he thrives under it. It's too young, guys. He's too young. Vinny has a hard time in La Liga whenever he touches a ball. I like to think he performs very, very well against Premier League teams, believe it or not. I mean, La Liga is something else there, but he's a great player. He's no Ronaldo, he's no Messi, but he's a great player. I got to give it to him. Like, I don't like him, but he plays amazing. Like, it is what it is. He's one of the wingers that you know you have trouble containing. It's not so easy to contain. Madrid's attack is always going to be very good. It just, they're a staple football club. They're always going to be top competitors. But Man City looks really good this year. They always look good, and Pep scares me. Pep's a scary manager. Do you guys see Pep in preseason games? He's already like this. He's starting to fucking yell. It's fucking preseason. He's already giving shit to fucking Walker on the fucking touchline over there. Not for long dramas coming in the room at Madrid. What is that supposed to mean? What the hell does that mean? Liverpool lost Klopp though, no? Like if they lost Klopp, that's problematic. Right now they have the new manager syndrome. Let's see how they are mid-season, right? Too much ego? Do you know Madrid squad? I don't know. I see Vinny and Mbappe fucking smiling and laughing with one another. It's going to be very, very difficult to assume drama. But then again, we're in the first like 5 games of the season, 6 games of the season or whatever. There's not much to go off of. I'll start my own challenge. I would look to get 9 times, 2 times. What does this mean? Hold on. I will look to get 9 times, times 2 trading spot only, like going all in every time. Easy G. There's no way you just came into my chat saying you're going to go all in every time. Waiting for that 100% and getting out next play. 9 times makes $1 million if I achieve it. Am I being naive? Yes, you are. Or you think it's realistic? I think it's realistic to compound wins where they are and not to leave it to the gods. Does that make sense? You started trading in 2020 with 0 knowledge. My first real complete cycle is this one. I would focus more on sticking to ideas that move, that work, but you compound these winners instead of holding it for moonshots. Mbappe was a nightmare with Messi and Neymar because that makes a lot of sense. You're dealing with Messi and Neymar. You're not dealing with fucking Mbappe and thing. It's a different story. All 3 of those players have an ego, and rightfully so. If anything, the ego is Mbappe in Madrid right now. I've always seen Vinny and those guys as more plug-in players. He just so happens to be very, very good. Vinny doesn't have the CR7-esque ego attitude, if you know what I'm trying to say. Missing key of their game, that was Cruz, but they were smashing anyways. I disagree, man. This is Madrid we're talking about here. They didn't have like this one little tiny reign and you know, like they barely play without Modric these days and they still do well. Shandi, I get the vibe that you're like a Barca fan or something. I get the vibe. I get the hard vibe. I get big vibes from talking to Barca fans. I feel it. I feel it. Uh-oh. All right, I feel less bad now. I feel less bad now. You're not gonna get me, you son of a bitch. You're not gonna get me. I've been here too long. I trade full-time. It's been almost 4 years now trading full-time. 8 years trading in total. Crypto specifically. Got introduced to BTC in December of 2016. It was about $1,200 at the time. I made a commitment every single day, twice a day, to buy BTC. And I've been doing that ever since. And it's been my financial solution. And I got introduced to derivatives in 2018 with BitMEX, the Wild West days, the true Wild West days. And I've been here ever since. They won't trap me, boys. They won't trap me. They won't trap me. I fucking knew it. I fucking knew it. Do I trade meme coins? We're gonna look at to touch them a bit on this stream. We're gonna look to touch them a bit. But what I don't like is memes popping off like this and everything kind of stalling. As you can see, it leads to some bullshit. So sometimes you just have a feeling, you know? Despite it being a perfect setup, perfect everything, there's something awkward about this. However, you managed to hold these lows and reclaim 26.28. That's the trigger of a long for me. Should do a pumped off fun stream with meme coins. Never in fucking no chance in hell, my friend. I'm sorry. Owns 1,000 BTC by now. I wish. I think it's fairly certain to say as time goes on from here, the 1,000 BTC dream might be a dream, like an actual dream now. It's just too competitive. It's too competitive. All right, bada boom. A 1,000 BTC, you would have had to been here from 2013, 2014. That was just a bit too early for me. My biggest loss? Oh my god. Fuck. Are we talking biggest loss in terms of percentage or number? I've never sold BTC and I never will. Never, never, never. I just borrow BTC when it's at a cheap incentive, and then I sell that borrowed BTC when it's no longer an incentive to hold. Biggest drawdown I've ever had was 2020. Got liquidated 3 times in one day because of the COVID crash. I was in an emotional state. I was about 3 years or 4 years into my journey. I never met a black swan before, and I had a rude awakening to it. My stubborn arrogance costed me my whole trade portfolio at the time, and so did a couple of other deposits. It was during this day, like I have it circled. I was just in pure disbelief during the course of this week. It was very, very tough. That was my biggest loss ever, and I swore to never do that again. Yeah, liquidated 3 times on the March 2020 crash. That was my biggest account wipe ever, and it hasn't happened since. My biggest drawdown, like loss. I mean, fuck. From here to here, this was painful. I was stomaching, but it was never a realized loss, right? It was just spot holdings. But yeah, 70% down. We lost, like we were down millions. Like that burned a lot. It was really, really, really difficult to stomach the drawdown, but at the same time, it was never a realized loss. So I guess, you know, and now we're back to normal. So like it doesn't really matter, right? This is why you don't make emotional decisions when you're dealing with something fundamentally strong like BTC. But yeah, we were down. We were down the figures, my friend. This was painful. This was a painful bear market. What's up, Kaza? I don't think I've seen you before. Good to see you, my friend. I like the BTC in your name. It's a good sign. It's a good sign. I see BTC in your name. That's a good sign. All right. Well, that's not looking good. You sweep out these lows. Thank God I didn't take it. Thank God. Yeah, you see, being down millions in futures, that's where it gets a bit spicy. I was only able to stomach the drawdown in BTC first and foremost because of how much I've bought over the years. That even though I was down in the millions, I was still so up in profit in my up to my knees. Like it didn't matter. It didn't matter. It was just money that was there, and now it's not for a bit, but it'll come back type feeling. I can't say the same for ETH. I can't say the same for other pairings. Like some of them just went straight to zero, right? Which is why I'm very, very like strict on BTC being like the only thing. There's a no condition to sell under any circumstances because I understand the game. It's just, you know. But that's exclusive to BTC. I have yet to find another pairing in this entire world of shitcoins that has the same strong fundamentals as such. So again, holding BTC is effortless. I'm numb. By now, you guys should know I'm numb. Like, it doesn't matter. Oh, what the fuck? What the fuck? Okay, we held the sweep. We held the sweep. We held the sweep. We get back above 26.28. This is nice. Did we make a new low here? We didn't. We didn't, bro. All right, so that's a sweep. If there is the liquidity to take this higher, it shouldn't go lower than this. We just defended. Yeah. It's the what ifs. The what ifs are very, very destructive to a trader's mindset. You know. ZZ, what will I do with my BDC? I wait until it becomes more recognized on a world stage, world platform. And when finally one BDC maybe buys me like a house or two, maybe. But right now it's undervalued and it will continue to be considered undervalued until further notice. There's no asset that performs better than it in the short term, in the long term, in the medium term. It is what it is. No point. People are like, oh, diversify into properties and stuff like that. I'm like, you fucking crazy? Why would I diversify into properties where every government has no idea whether they're coming or going? Every fucking nation's almost insolvent. Why the fuck would I do that? Yeah, I don't sell BDC, Dancer. What I'll do is I'll borrow on margin when it's really, really incentivized. In 2020, you got like 3 months of negative funding, so I was getting paid to buy BDC. Okay, sure, no problem. And when it gets to these bear divs that people like to talk about, that's where I'll start to deleverage and sell back what I borrowed. But never, ever are you getting my hands on my Satoshis as a bet, expecting it to go down. If it goes down, that's great, I'll buy more. And if it doesn't, well, you know, you didn't get my sats, so, you know, get fucked. Like, that's my mentality, right? It's about stacking sats, it's not about losing them. I don't care about US dollars, it's quite literally worthless. It sounds quite radical, but it's just the truth. Yeah, you guys gotta stay away from futures. Like, these are complex financial instruments. There's a reason why traditional banks don't just let you open options accounts without collateral, because you guys are gonna blow up. You guys are gonna blow up. Stick to spot, learn the ins and outs, understand what it is to win a trade, lose a trade before you start borrowing large amounts. There's like a big misconception where it's like, well, if I had more money, I can make more money. And it's like, yeah, well, if you also borrow money, you have a bigger chance of losing more money. It's like just simple shit. So if you don't know what you're doing, you see that's painful. Yeah, look, I have nothing wrong with owning properties, right? Like, I don't mind it at all. Like, I get it. I understand the importance of revenue properties and whatnot. But being Canadian, given the, you know, the political turmoil, the economic standpoint, the housing market, it's just nonsensical to be making purchases. Houses will not outperform my BDC. So if it's seen as an investment vehicle strictly, I don't know. You give me a nice place in the South, you give me a nice place to buy up for pennies on the dollar, you know, maybe, just maybe. But right now, selling like 10 BDC to buy like a home, a broken home in fucking Montreal, just it's nonsensical. Why would I do that? You can always make it back as long as you're not at zero. But you know, your portfolio, your dollars in your bank account is like your war chest. Oh, I like this, guys. This could be a setup. You close above here. This is a setup. You got your sweep. You got your sell. Let's see. But you can always make it. Just, you know, for the future, just realize that, like, you know, your life in this game that we play is your portfolio and like your net worth. You're never out until you're at zero. But the problem is, like, you shouldn't be ever in a position like that. Oh. How long did it take to become profitable at trading? I started to notice a significant change in profitability towards the 3.5 year, 4 year mark. It took a while. A lot of errors, a lot of mistakes, hard lessons, silly errors. I'd make months of progress, months and months and months of progress. One bad day, lost like 60 days of that progress. And that's the painful thing about trading, is that you stay consistent, you do everything right, you get cocky, you get arrogant, you get complacent, and you start being careless. And you just need a day or two of being careless, and you set yourself back weeks. And then you're looking at yourself saying, fuck, I just lost weeks of progress, and now I have to double my size, and now I have to martingale, now I have to do this. Your mental state starts to diminish, and you start to become more and more desperate, and you make big mistakes. It's human behavior, right? They prey on this, and the consistent one wins. It's much harder to stay consistent than you think. Win 20 trades in a row and tell me how you're feeling after that. Tell me if you're gonna stick to the safe option, knowing, hey, I just won 20 trades in a row. What can go wrong? That's usually the mentality that starts to get dangerous. It's the same mentality when you lose too many trades in a row, you become insecure. You don't want to take any trades. You don't want to take obvious setups, and that's just wasted opportunities. You know, I tell people this all the time. Trading is one of two outcomes: you win or you lose, and you're gonna see that a lot. You're gonna see a lot of wins. You're gonna see a lot of losses. Some of the best traders I know, 40% win rates, and they're more profitable than you'd ever expect. Losing is part of it. So if you have an ego, if you can't control yourself, and you can't accept that you're wrong, this is not for you. It's not for you. Because you have to reflect daily. You gotta look and say, I'm a fucking idiot, and this shouldn't happen again, and this was wrong, and I'm okay with that. It had to be wrong. It was a chance I was willing to take, you know? And that's the nature of trading. If you're not okay with this, if you believe you could do no wrong, and everything outside of your own brain is at fault and not you, you're gonna have a lot of problems trying to succeed in this game. Made 15K in Q1 and now lost it all making all these mistakes. Consider it a tuition. We all learn the hard way. Some people lose 10K, some people lose 100K. Either way, it's gonna sting, because that money's gonna matter to you. And that's when you know you've learned your lesson, is that the money doesn't matter how much it is. Everybody has different financial situations. I saw people that lost 200K, and that's just like another day for them, because they operate in the realm of 1%ers. But it's still money that mattered to them, but it's not like how much it would matter, you know, to someone that, you know, is making a 20, 30K salary, 40K salary. But it's still, the lessons are the same. The psychological impact is still the same. Yeah, 35% win rate. Again, you guys got to, like, it's about being wrong quickly, and when you're right, and you got to let that go. Just be ready to be wrong. Be ready to be wrong. It's part of the game. Like you need to be wrong sometimes. It's just how it goes. Yeah. When you're in a winning idea, you continue the winning idea. When you're in a losing idea, don't stick around. Don't play what if. Oh, what if it goes up? Oh, what if I sell and then it goes up? Oh, what if this is the bottom? What if yeah, you know. It's the famous saying, what if my grandfather was a pinball machine? You know? He'd have 3 balls if he was a pinball machine. The truth is, he's not a pinball machine. You know? What do we do during bear markets? We look for high probability sell opportunities, but mostly we just protect. Bear markets, there's a big misconception about bear markets, and you know, just because price is going down doesn't necessarily mean it's something that's easy to bet on. The priority of a bear market is you understand the basic fundamentals, which is money is downsizing from the market, risk is less on than it was before, and that means opportunities are few far in between. So your priority, assuming you did the bull market right, assuming you did a bullish cycle right, where new money came in and there was a lot to extract, your priority is going to be to protect your drawdown as much as you can, to lose the least amount of money as possible. Does that make sense? Well, that's not good. Okay, we closed well underneath. This looks like a botch setup. That means we target, unless we get back above 26.28, and we have time. We could wait for that. Fuck, that's quite a large gap. It's quite a decent bit of bidders. Maybe the S2 level? It's too greedy then. You're bidding 25.30 on ETH? Let me see if I agree with you, my friend. 25.30? Yeah, you see, like I have the same. I don't know. It's been a pretty slow one though today, I'll be honest. We lost the bias and mean of the day. Yeah. Looking like a hedge day, boys. What's up, Epo? Damn, you've been following me since the May crash. May 19, 2021. You bring back some memories, my friend. That was like the 70% down day on alts. Good times, right? The Binance crash, etc., etc. It's been a while. Yeah, the val of a 4-hour range. I agree. Let's see how our funding is. Not dropping enough just yet. Means we'll probably have a deeper flush. S1, S2 levels seem to be next on the board, which I don't usually trade. I don't like to trade S1, S2, but it's kind of looking like our only option. I have a YouTube channel. I just don't post anything on it. I'm mostly in the Discord or on Twitter. You can follow me on Twitter. This is my handle. I'm here listening to some like hard trance over here. Like this is like, what do you even call this genre anymore? I don't even know. Cocaine music. Still the BTC sell wall up here. It's not much. Oh, it's gone. What the fuck? Which indicator? Which indicator do you refer to, my friend? There's like 3 on the screen. Still holding this low. Equal low. Someone's defending the fuck out of this. This is crazy. Oh. Yeah, someone's defending this super hardcore. This is the pivot point standard. That's what the name of the indicator is called. And these are the settings. This is Okotoki. Oh, what the fuck? The link for this thing in front of you. Yeah, it's Okotoki. And what about ETH? Let me check my ETH data over here. More shorts than longs right now. That's interesting. Where would they cover? It looks like we're getting to S1, S2, which is fucking no trade zone for me. Fuck. So So we either go here and I do nothing, or we go back up here and I trigger a long. That's how I'm gonna stick to today. Same for BDC. We either go... We're probably heading to S2. In that case, I do nothing on these levels. I usually only operate on S3 or the pivot. So it's either we get a pop back above and I'm safe longing that for a potential breach of 64K, which can be really, really fun. Or for ETH, yeah, it looks like a hedge day, man. Oh boy. Binance, you cocksuckers, man. Take care, Z. Me too, I'm gonna have to go here, man. We've been streaming for 2 hours. I wasn't expecting that long. That's wild. I don't want to get off during this, but I think we might have to. Guys, I should be streaming again tomorrow around the same time. We'll do the same. We'll do like an hour after New York Open, an hour before New York Open. We'll discuss our thoughts, our game plan. We weren't able to take a trade today, so there's that. Kind of just stuck in limbo, but you know, it's looking more and more like a hedge day for me. And rightfully so. But I think we'll end the stream off here. I think we've done enough. Not much more I'd like to talk about, but yeah. Yeah, I think we're good here. We'll be back tomorrow. Same time. And hopefully you guys can join me again for the stream. But it's good to be back. Hopefully we get a better day tomorrow because this is kind of boring. Yeah. What was looking good? Yeah, I use the pro version. The same way I use Pro Trading View and everything. It's full-time trader, right? I need these tools. I use them for my everyday operations. So yeah, costs money to make money sometimes, you know. If you don't know what you're looking at, I don't recommend, you know, paying for the sub. You know, understand order books and tape before you start wanting to look at deeper mechanical data. But that's it. All right, guys, that's it for me. I want to thank you so much for joining the stream. First one back in a while that isn't FOMC or CPI. So thank you all for joining. A boring one today, but hopefully things pick up in the near future. I'll see you guys tomorrow for the same time. And again, first-time chatters, first-time viewers. It means a lot that you guys came here, and I hope I see you guys again. With that being said, I'm out. Take care, guys. Have a good trade session, and we'll talk to each other tomorrow. All right, boys. Peace out.
I think I prefer to stay inside. Maybe you'll find someone else to help you. Maybe Black Mesa